Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this episode, we're going to be doing something interesting, and that's going to be advanced validation. Now, before we start, in my package.json, I'm going to delete this line at view/prettier because I am starting to get annoyed that it's putting stuff in my console that I don't want, so I'm removing it. Yeah, I'm going to run npm run serve my application, and open it up in my browser in just a second. Okay, so now that's up and running, I'm going to close this package.json and I want to talk about validation a little bit. So if we go to our text field and let's say this is empty and input count, not so much input count's alright, but is empty, right? Is this really how we want to set up validation? Because this is essentially shared across all of our text fields. So sometimes maybe we want the field empty, So we want to be able to specify this rule outside of this component, so preferably here. So let's go ahead and delete this as empty. Let's see where it plays a role in our validation class. So for now, let's just comment this out. It's gonna give us an error that we need to return something here. Yeah, we'll ignore that for now. So in our app.view, let's go ahead and wrap this object in a form. So this is going to be our form, all right? Like so. Nice. Now we're going to get a bunch of errors. So we have to fix everything with prefixing the form. So form.firstname, form.lastname, form.gender, form.age, and form.bio. Okay, let's see. Okay, we still get a few errors here and there. Mainly property is not defined but is rendered during. Okay, so it's these ones, the ones that are displaying. So let's go ahead and display that. Even, you know what? Let's suck off the aesthetics, and I'm just gonna display the whole form object here. Okay, nice. So now as we type, our form is gonna get filled out, and we can sort of see what we have in there. Cool. So validation. So let's say I want to validate this first name. So I want to create a set of rules, okay? And usually that rule is going to be either true or false, right? So let's go ahead and first define some rules for our first name, right? So first name, rules, all right? Let's make this an array since we can have more than one rule. For demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna do something a little bit unintuitive or maybe even redundant, but you'll see. So we want to say v.length is more than 0, right? So what is this? What is this, right? So we are gonna take this value here and we're gonna pass it through this function, right? And it's basically gonna say value is gonna check its length and check if it's more than 0, right? So if it's more than 0, it's gonna return true. If it's going to be false, it's going to return false, right? So what we want to do is say or first name has to be or is required rather. Okay, so let's make the name small. So first name is required. So what is going on here? So it's essentially is going to say, right, the way JavaScript evaluates if statements or maybe even Boolean logic, basically going to say, right, is this condition true or false? And if this is going to be false, it's going to go to this condition and it's going to say, right, is this true or false? And because this is going to be basically, let's say, if a string is empty, it's false. If a string has characters, it's true. So this condition is going to be false and this condition is going to be true. So if it doesn't meet our rule, it is going to return a validation message. Okay, So let's go ahead and specify a second one. So this is going to be the one that's less intuitive because I want to keep things simple but still give you a good example. So I'm just going to check length less than 10 even though we specify a counter here. Okay. And I'm just going to say first name has to be less than 10 characters. Cool. Mouthful. All right. So we have first name rules. All right. So we have a bunch of rules. All right. These are essentially functions. Okay. So let's go into our text field and let's say that it can accept a prop of rules. It's a required false. Sometimes we don't want validation, right? And a type of array. Right. It's an array that contains functions. Okay. So whereabouts do we want to store this logic? So let's actually create a data attribute and let's return an object here and we will say valid. So, and true. So from the creation of this object, it's going to be valid. Okay. And then what we want to do is every time we set a new value, we want to say if this dot rules. So if we have any rules, dot length is more than 0, right? And to prevent errors, I'm just gonna go ahead and not define, sorry, default. Give this a default value, which has to be like a little function. So this is basically gonna evaluate the default to a empty array, right? So if we don't pass anything, it's gonna be an empty array, and if this is gonna be evaluated only if we have more than one. Okay, so if we have more than one, let's step through this. What's it called? Let's step through the rules. So this dot rules dot length. Okay. And now what we want to do is we want to get this rules I. Okay. And we want to execute this function. And what we want to pass to this function is the new value that we are about to get. Okay. And what this function is going to return, it's going to return either true, or if this is false, it's going to return us, it's going to give us a validation error message. So let's just say this dot valid equals so. Okay, so let's see what is found. This dependency is not found. Cache loader. Did I add something? Yeah, I added an import that we didn't need. Okay, cool. So we have a bunch of rules that we can pass to this property and we can validate based on those rules. So let's go ahead, take these first name rules and let's send them to our rules. Let's send them to our first name text field, right? So let's try to type something in. And if we go below, all right, sorry, we're not displaying anything yet. So in our text field, let's say, okay, div vif valid. It's going to be true from start, so we're going to be displaying a message. So really, let's just say invalid. No, sorry, right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna strongly type check that if it's not true, right? So if it's valid, it's gonna equal true. If it's not valid, it's gonna equal a string or false, right? And then we want to display valid. Okay. All right, so let's type something in. Okay, and there we have our validation. First name has to be less than 10 characters. So let's go back, and now if we have 0, we should be getting our error, which we don't. And that is because our second rule here returns true, okay? And that's because when we iterate, we first hit the first rule, and then we hit the second rule, and it returns true, so it overrides it. So essentially, what we want to do is we don't want to return, otherwise this statement will not get evaluated. What we want to say is, so essentially what we want to do is, if a message has been set, break out of the for loop, right, straight away. So what we can do is if this dot valid, so after we apply the rule, if this doesn't equal true, break out. Okay, so let's refresh and let's type something in. Let's go below 0. Cool. All right. Nice. So we get the validation for both. Cool. Let's go ahead and clean up these messages a little bit so they look a little bit more presentable. So dish. Let's say rather, let's place these all in a div with the one with the validation being first. And I'll take this class validation and I'll apply it to the parent div of the both. Let's make sure we have something. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to give it a, where's my validation? I will say display flex. All right, so that's going to put it on one line. Cool. And now I want to spread them out. So I want to say justify content and space between. All right, so space between components, it's going to emphasize that space. Cool. So now we spread them out. Nice. One thing though is you can see if we don't have a validation message, it will force the number to the side. So I am gonna go on a limb and say if I place a div here, it's gonna work. Cool. All right, a little hack, but it works. So it works. All right, so we can afford to now say that this validation class, do we still want to apply it? Yes, we do. So let's say validation class. So same as before, this dot valid. So basically, if this doesn't equal true, it's not valid. Okay, so here's our condition. Nice, and I want to change the validation class a little bit. Let's remove this. And let's say actually invalid. Let's remove the valid. No. Whoa. Let's keep them both. So what I want to do is I want to say invalid. Not text, but rather color. And I want to say red. So I'll just set everything to red, right? So because it's important, you're doing something wrong. So, and here I want to say green. Okay, so let's refresh. Not setting anything here yet. So this binding of this class, I'll just give it to the parent component. All right, cool. So now if it's invalid, the whole thing, well, almost the whole thing lights up. And if it's valid, it is not giving me the, and because I called it green, all right. Okay, no, cool. Okay, cool. And maybe let's also give the input our order 1px solid red, and here we will say, I think I will still need space with stylus, green. Cool. Wow! What happens here? Okay, I really would like to fix that. What would happen if I gave it text align left? Yep, that will fix it. So let's go ahead in here, and for our validation, let's take a div first child. I might get it messed up here because I don't know stylus very well, but it works. Cool. There are all these errors to scroll past them. So if we go to the last one, cool. So yep, there you have it, advanced validation. What else can you do to what's it called, to enhance it? What kind of stuff can you do with it? So you can actually apply regex. So if you know regex, this is where you can benefit from it. So I don't really know regex that well, so I'm gonna try to do something. Find v. I think I'm searching for a white space here, so I'm gonna say no white spices. Let's go. No white spices, buddy. Okay, so let's type something in, and yeah, this is test instead of thingy. So no white spaces, buddy. And it looks like it's meeting this condition no matter what. I think I forgot something. Exclamation mark. Is this how you do it? Okay, yeah. So there you go. You can apply your regex functions, so you can do some very complex validation. All you have to do is search for the appropriate, like, I don't know, how do I basically like search for a dollar sign. So let's say dollar sign. I think that's a key word, so let's try to exit it maybe. So if I dollar sign, nope. Let's stick with white space. So yeah, basically, you can do stuff like find white space, find special characters, and basically you get the picture. With this approach, you can basically set up your own set of rules for an input field, and you can basically apply these validation rules, and you can set up your own rules for this field, and the validation will sort of work the same for each input field. Right, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you enjoy it, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them all. And as always, see you in the next episode.